now, babies.
Thank you, Irene.
Irene?
Irene to the queen.
Gentlemen.
William?
Queen's on the bad internet again, I guess.
What's that?
What's that?
You get wifed up and you get shitty internet. That's what happens.
Can't spend your money. You got to spend your money elsewhere, you know?
No more Tinder whores and fucking cocaine. It's bad internet.
Ray, I see you've
well.
put a shelf on the... is it painted or is that still drywall?
No, that's painted. It's painted.
That's painted?
Yeah.
Looks good.
Thanks, man.
I don't see the mud at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, I thought it was what's shining off the light, but who's noticing?
Shut up, Bill. Boys, what do you say we get the show started? It's going to be a short show because we're talking baseball. Although all things baseball are generally long and dumb, this show is going to be short and dumb. So let's get started with some off the cups opening takes. Billy Baseball, why don't you start our Oh Dark 30 show, the first of 2022? Why don't you start us off with some opening takes? The show, of course, is revolving around the Hall of Fame inductions. Our boy Papi got in. Clemens Bonds did not. Most of our conversation revolved around that. Go ahead, Bill.
I'd slap in the face to the MLB. I mean, the Players Writers, the Baseball America is a joke, or Writers Association is a joke.
The
They hold
BBWAA.
what I don't
What
care
does
what
it
it
stand
is,
for, Ray?
Raymond.
What does it stand for, Ray?
Baseball Writers of America Association. Suck it, Bill.
Association of America. I think it's. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They hold grudges. They hold vendettas. The steroid era is held way too much in their like against them, where Bonds and Clemens are prime examples. Before their steroids in Pittsburgh, he was a back-to-back MVP, should have been a Hall of Famer in his Pittsburgh years, the 40-40 guy. And then Clemens, multiple Cy Young Award winner with the Red Sox before he went to Toronto and started juicing. Those guys would be in the Hall of Fame, and it's a fucking joke, and it needs to change. Something needs to change.
Well, it's too late to change for those guys. They're off the ballot. Ray, do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about on the subject?
I just don't think Papi, even though we're all Red Sox fans, I don't think Papi should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was a DH his whole career. You know, these other guys got gold gloves and, you know, other accolades that they could do because they could play defense and offense too. Papi, you know, should have got on a second try. Bond should have got in. Clemens should have got in before him. I said this in a text exchange. I just think it's a bad look for baseball that these nerds are controlling it because they're mean to the media, and that's why they're not getting in because, you know, Bonds was an asshole and Clemens was a dick to people, and that's the whole reason why they're scrubbing them out, along with the steroid issue. But it's just so stupid how the baseball writers like nitpick who gets in on this thing. These guys, it's like saying Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, and Wayne Gretzky shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Ortiz got a pass because he's likable. Bonds and Clemens don't get a pass because they.
Well, I want to speak more on that.
That's what I just said.
Later
on
on the show, it's not just because he's likable, but it has a lot to do with it. But yeah, we're on this subject. This is going to be 18 minutes of this subject, and I'll agree with everything that you said. I don't think my opening take is everyone has the same fucking argument except for guys over 60. That's basically it. So it's not that the steroid era didn't matter. It's not that everybody was doing it. For me, it's these specific guys. It's Clemens and Bonds, and we can have some conversations. Manny, A-Rod, Schilling.
McGuire.
We can sprinkle some guys on there. I wouldn't put McGuire in. So there is a line, but it's not based strictly on who was doing steroids because everyone was doing steroids. You have to get past the fucking fact that and Bonds and Clemens never even fucking tested positive. Yeah, there's testimony against them, which is a whole nother thing we can do. But yeah,
neither
I think
did A-Rod. If you even A-Rod, and I hate A-Rod's guts as a player, but he deserves to be in. He was just linked. He never failed a test. He deserves to be in, and he'll never get in.
Did fail a test. But anyway, we can get into that. I think everyone's same opening take, and everyone listening to this has the same opening take. Fuck baseball in their old, stupid, hypocritic.
No, it's the writers. Fuck the
dumb
baseball
fucking
writers.
way.
Of
Yeah,
America.
but come on, let's be honest. It's also the whole sport. Let's be honest. The whole sport refuses to move on, and that we're going to move on to the show. So that's what we'll be talking about. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Oh, Dark 30, 2022 edition, Hall of Fame edition. Welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Louisville Slugger. Nope, didn't get them. Still White Birch. Best craft brewing in New Hampshire. Nashville, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Good side of Amherst Street. Head on down to the brewery. Get yourself a flight, get yourself a pint, whatever tickles your fancy and tickles your taint. Head on down there and get a pint of it. If you can't get to the brewery, then get it at your local beer store, wherever you get it. Tell them Simple Minds Boy sent you. White Birch Brewing.
That's a shame. Louisville Slugger is what I call Areen's asshole. So, I mean, it would be fucking perfect
God
sponsor.
Damn it, Bill. The goddamn handbook. How many times we got to go? Do we have to call HR?
If it works, it works.
Louisville Slugger. No, we haven't touched on that one. Is that hitting grand slams left and right?
I don't even know what that is. I have to look that up.
Opposite field grannies.
Instead of a granny, it's a tranny.
And I'm down to Denny's. That one didn't land.
You're saying your mom is a dick, Ray? That's gross.
Let's continue the opening take conversation here. Let me go a little bit of different direction. The Bonds Clemens thing and the easy approach of, well, everybody was doing it, so just let them all in. I disagree with that completely, because they were basically all doing it, but that doesn't mean they're all Hall of Fame worthy. Mark McGwire's only trait was being a home run hitter, basically after he started doing steroids.
Well,
if you want to go,
his rookie year, he had 45 or 48 home runs as a rookie. So, I mean, he started juicing after that rookie year for whatever reason. And I thought
no,
let me
ask you something. The
mid 90s is when he got to St. Louis. I think that's when he started real juicing.
Let me ask you something.
Obviously the home run race. Yeah, go ahead.
Is Mark McGwire going to win you a game on defense?
Nope.
God, no.
Is he going to win you a game on the base paths?
Nope.
Is he going to hit an opposite field double with a guy on second?
Mm-mm.
No.
Jax.
Mark McGwire is Mark McGwire because he hit home runs. So is Jose Canseco, the Bash brothers. They were juicing in the 80s. That's their fucking career. Okay.
So then why did Papi get in?
This is a good question, because David Ortiz
everything you just mentioned, everything you just said is
27 years old by the Twins and went on to have a Hall of Fame career after 27 years old. Dan Shaughnessy had a good stint on Toucher and Rich this morning. He is an anti-steroid guy.
I fucking hate that.
Doesn't vote for anybody. I'm with you. Shaughnessy is past.
Jeff Kent. He voted for. He loses all credibility when you vote for Jeff.
I'm off
Kent.
Shaughnessy at this point. He's just a troll, but he did.
He's a good
have
one.
Some
though.
good points about Ortiz. Like a guy at 27 gets cut and then has a Hall of Fame career. He was about to be cut by the Red Sox in 2009 and then was brought back. He had a terrible year. He had, I think, he had the same swing rate as Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton, when David Ortiz retired. Stanton was 26 and the best hitter in the game in that year, and David Ortiz the same swing rate. So don't fucking tell me that he wasn't.
I get it. I mean, they're still. Oh yeah, for sure. When he came to the Red Sox, 03, 04. I mean, he was on that list. It leaked out. But you got to think. All kidding, he still hit 541 home runs, and it was pretty much after the steroid era. I mean, you look at his years, you know what I mean? That's where
it wasn't after the steroid era. The steroid era is still continuing, and sorry to interrupt you, but let it be known, I think Ortiz should get in. I'm with Ray.
I'm not a first ballot. No, I've always said that. I've said it, but my point last night when we were going back and forth, Rich, about Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones is a borderline player. I was hoping he would sneak in on
me out. Why?
Because you didn't say shit, Ray. You had not. It was a conversation.
I said Billy Braves.
But hold on. But this is the reason, though. But you look at a weak ballot, and that was why I hope like guys like Jeff Kent, Andrew Jones that are borderline guys. That's how they're sneaking in. That's how David Ortiz is a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no fucking way. I thought he would get in it probably year 3 to 5, truthfully, because with the DH stuff, shit like that, and the steroid thing hanging over him. But to get 78% of the votes, I mean, he was up to 80% going into last night or at Wednesday as we record this. So I mean, it's like he dropped a little bit, but it still is like first ballot. It's a weak draft. That's why
it leaves now. It leaves more than a scar or a taint on the Baseball Hall of Fame on a sport that has already
kind of hypocritical, though, right?
Yeah. Are you looking at me because I said taint?
Yeah.
Okay. It leaves a stain on baseball and the writers and everything
worse.
Everything that has to do with it, because your baseball's leading the leader in hits, not in the Hall of Fame. The leader in home runs, not in the Hall of Fame. The leader in Cy Youngs, not in the Hall of Fame. So potentially the Well, absolutely the best hitter in the game.
One out of
Potential
those,
best home
one of
run
those
hitter.
guys doesn't deserve to be in there. The other two, yes.
Which one is that?
Ah, fuck that. Put Rose in.
No, I would put him. I would legit put him in. But like at this point, yes. But when they banned him, dude, he is betting on his own games. Like that's pretty fucked up.
Well, okay.
But I would do it.
Nice.
I would fucking do it.
Hey, Billy Trashcan has spoken. Listen up. Which nice segue on a show with no agenda. The morality clause that was set in this rule was set 100 years ago when voting on Hall of Fame guys.
Ray Lewis killed 2 people and he's in the NFL Hall of Fame. OJ Simpson killed 2 people and he did not get thrown out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but they took his Heisman, so
only because civil.
Yeah,
tried to steal it back. Look, the morality clause, like I don't think even. It's broken. Let me sum it up that way, Raymond. The whole fucking thing is broken. And I wrote a blog today. Ortiz got screwed. Ortiz got screwed with his first ballot Hall of Fame because it's cheapened. I said that in the text last night, Bill. I don't know if you were there, Ray. It's cheapened because Bonds and Clemens, this was the whole thing. If you remember back when Bonds and Clemens were first eligible, they were going to get penalized for, their inclusion in the whole steroid era. They were the biggest names on each side of the ball. Maz made a good point today. He thought that it was an agenda by MLB. One's black, one's white, one's a pitcher, one's a hitter. They were both brazen. And when it got time to this year, they'd let them in.
This was the year
they let them in barely.
They should have gone in. They should have got in.
These spiteful fucks didn't let them in. And now
you know who should have got in too? Last year on record, when you get, it's the proven Jim Rice proves it. A lot of these guys year 9 now, year 14 before the way Rice got in was year 15. You trend up to that 67, 70%. Schilling was at 71%. Right. He trashed every guy that fucking voted to him, said, don't vote for me. And he went and he did it to himself, but he was getting in this year. And borderline, yes, but he got in with the benefit of the doubt of the steroid era. But this was the year, and real guys, even Manny Ramirez, say what you want. If you throw out in the mid 90s in Cleveland, he was a fucking monster. That is a guy that didn't need steroids. Barry Bonds,
is he still playing
steroids? Yeah, he was
somewhere.
South Korea, Taiwan, or something.
Cool.
But those are guys that didn't need steroids. Alex Rodriguez, these guys didn't need it. If you threw that out because they're linked to steroids, they're still putting up almost as good numbers. Barry Bonds not hitting fucking 780 home runs or whatever the fuck 776. I don't even remember the whole total now, but it's just
762.
Manny Ramirez
is it 62?
In his prime for multiple years. That 03 to 07 run on the Red Sox. But like you said, Bill, even before the Indians, he was widely considered one of the best right-handed hitter in baseball. For a majority,
he's probably a top 10. He's probably a top 10
career.
Pure right-handed hitter of all time.
He was the best hitter on that Red Sox team with David Ortiz on it in their run from 03 to 04. He was the best. He was the best hitter in baseball at a time. Those guys get in the Hall of Fame, and he has the numbers to back it up. But yeah, he was fucking dumb as shit.
He got popped twice, and one was a woman's fertility one, and another one was.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, he was pumping woman hormones. He reminds me of Randy Moss, except for Randy Moss got in the Hall of Fame and he didn't need steroids, right? He just wore out his welcome in Boston, but he's still one of the best pure right-handed hitters of all time.
2 rings. Moss doesn't have a ring. He won. And he was a he was a big part of those wins.
Well, that 04
and he broke the curse of the Bambino.
That 04 team, he was World Series MVP. Remember his World Series speech, his MVP speech was yes, I couldn't have done it without myself and blah blah blah. And it was all me. No,
Pedroia has come out and said Manny shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame because of the steroids. And deep down, not even deep down, right below Pedroia's comments, Ray, shut up. I know you hate Pedroia. Right below Pedroia's comments that he said that Manny shouldn't get in because of steroids, his actual thoughts are Manny's a fucking dickhead and I hate that guy. So no, he shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame.
They only played a year and a half. You remember what happened in 2008, right? They traded him for Jason Bay in basically a 3-team deal. They lost to the Tampa Bay, the ALCS that year. But he was quitting on the team. I think that was the year he pushed the security guard and he was trying to force his way out and they finally got rid of it. You know who was MVP?
Tangent.
Hold real quick. Do you know who was MVP that year after Manny got traded? Rich, do you remember?
In the league?
Dustin Pedroia.
Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
Quick tangent, Bill.
Yeah.
Don't Billy Ramble this. Better team, the 08 Red Sox or the 07 Red Sox?
07. Yeah, Stu, you had Manny, even Schilling was there. I mean, Schilling pitched a big game. Was it game 6 in Cleveland? You know, I mean, he's 5-0.
I probably agree with you, but people forget
He's 5.
that.
Kurt Schilling's 5-0 in elimination games in the playoffs.
Kurt Schilling is to get back to the Hall of Fame talk, is another example of why this whole thing's fucking broken. So a year ago he was like, to everything you said, Bill, on track to get there, 71%. You need 75, and then he goes off the handle and starts spewing right-wing agenda shit online and offends whoever he offended within the voting community, and Everyone. They bring him down to 58%. Like, talk about spiteful fucking cunts. That's not the job. That's not how it works. That's not how it's supposed to work anyway. Like, you should just be, unless they all put it on that fucking morality clause. And what Kurt Schilling did wasn't morality. It was just a different of opinion.
If he retired in 2005 without this social media shit, he's a Hall of Fame 5 years later.
Probably right.
Right.
Probably right.
Swear to God.
Does a tour in his house and sees all the World War II Nazi memorabilia.
He was on ESPN. He was calling Sunday night games on ESPN.
He was good at it too.
He was in MLB. He was MLB Tonight when they were there. He was a great studio guy. And then it was, Nazi bathrooms, chicks with dicks, Nazi memorabilia.
Maybe we should keep him. Maybe we should keep him out. But
I think the list just goes on and on.
I don't know. I guess maybe the morality clause is good for Nazi supporters. Who knows? The West Virginia kicker from Patriots isn't getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's confirmed via Kurt Schilling. I don't know where you want to go from there. I think the point has been made. Obviously, they fucked up with Bonds and with Clemens. I think they're probably going to continue to fuck up with Manny and A-Rod. And
you guys want to make the trip out in July?
Cooperstown's a nice town. You ever been?
You have any vacation time, Bill?
It's on a Saturday, dickhead.
All right, so let's go.
Yeah, we'll be there. Tune in for that. July will be in Cooperstown.
Just hear Bill in the background when Ortiz is giving his speech. Ortiz! Big Papi!
Hey, Papi!
Dude, I
Your second ballot, dude. Second ballot.
You fucking writers are all nerds. Fuck you.
Dude, that 04 World Series was bigger than the 01 Patriots team.
Well, it was. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's still the best moment in Boston sports history for me.
For me,
28-3
baseball region.
Might be so.
No,
but let me give you so
that
Yankees
point, series is number one for me.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Still hasn't been done again. Down 3-1 in baseball.
No, I have it fucking ingrained in my brain.
Against the Yankees and the Red Sox, and the Yankees were that's top. Like, that's top 3 in all of sports. Never mind Boston.
Tony Clark hit that ground rule double that saved the fucking game in that game 6 or game 5.
Let's finish this off. So David Ortiz, obviously we like to see our guy get in. It's good. He's a Hall of Famer. Again, quick aside, not the best, not the best player, not skill wise, but is he the greatest Red Sox of all time? Call it impact, skill.
Yes,
timing.
Because he has 3 World Series. The last World Series he won, he had 638 or 683 in the World Series. MVP. He's the most feared clutch hitter in the history of baseball in the playoffs. And I mean, think about it. What other hitter in the history of baseball do you want up with a game on the line in a playoff? David Ortiz is basically at the top of the list. I mean, he's one of the best clutch playoff performers ever. Yes, not pure skill. No, I mean Ted Williams, guys like that. But yeah, impact, fan favorite, David Ortiz, 100%.
Ray, I see you shaking your head and smiling because you have to disagree with Bill. I've never heard you agree with Bill on the show. So why don't you?
Oh, that's a bullshit lie. No,
are you gonna go with Pedroia here?
No, Ted Williams, of course. The face of the Boston Red Sox, Ted Williams. Teddy ball game. Greatest pure hitter of all time.
It's Ortiz. He's the greatest Red Sox player of all. He's got 3 rings. And he was basically responsible for 2 of them on his own.
Ted Williams fought in World War II.
That's true.
How many rings did it bring him?
None.
Okay, then.
Or though I don't know how many he stole off of people when he was over there flying around his airplane.
He was a fighter pilot.
I don't think that counts. Let me give you the statistics for David Ortiz that got him into the Hall of Fame. This is not counting postseason, which really got in the Hall of Fame, but just so we're very thorough here before we move on. He is 103 all-time, 103rd all-time in hits with 2,472. He is in the top 400 in batting average at 286. He is 23rd all time with 1,768 RBIs, and he's 17th in home runs at 500 and something else. I forget.
41 or 43, yeah, something like that.
Now, for the nerds out there, he's 154th in WAR at 55.3. So, baseball, that right there is your first ballot Hall of Famer, and he never played defense. So, just
Congrats.
take that with a
Except
grain
for
of
that
salt.
0-4 World Series. Thanks a lot, Jeff Suppan, dummy.
Congrats, Big Papi. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Oh, Dark 30 Baseball Show. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Ray, thanks for joining us, bud.
I gave an opening take.
Sure did.